across the Atlantic, the war waged on. Meanwhile, back at home, support for our forces was strong. There were victory gardens, war bonds, and the USO. 1943 was a time of unity and a time of leadership. The war touched the lives of every American and affected the way we conducted business. For the wine and spirits industry, wartime rationing and threats of increased taxes jeopardized the industry's survival. The unity and leadership that was evident on the world stage was now needed at home to secure the future of the wine and spirits industry. In St. Louis, Missouri, 28 wholesalers united to create a unified organization that would carry the concerns of the wine and spirits industry to Congress. Although 3 similar attempts to start such an organization had failed, there would be no setbacks now. The Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America was born, and the efforts of those charter members still have an influence half a century later. From those modest beginnings, the WSWA has grown to represent nationally wholesalers who distribute more than 90% of the wine and spirits sold in the United States. Today, we carry on the proud tradition of our early leaders as the wine and spirits industry's catalyst for change on Capitol Hill. Although the association's leadership role in the industry has grown from those early years, our focus has stayed the same: to serve the individual wholesaler with a collective voice. Through the foresight, commitment, and hard work of our founding members and those who would continue their work, the WSWA has accomplished a great deal. Now we look to that illustrious past as we prepare to face new challenges in our next 50 years. In 1943, our founding members could hardly envision the impact their efforts would have upon the industry. But they did foresee the need for strong leadership within the association. This leadership has been personified in each of WSWA's presidents. Over the years, they have contributed their time, their experience, and their dedication to improving the industry for all wholesalers. Presidents such as Pat Groper and Jim Andretta, who established the Wine and Spirits Shippers Association. Like their fellow presidents, these men gave hundreds of hours of their time away from their own businesses without compensation other than the satisfaction of having made a difference in the industry. Besides the contributions of our presidents, the executive committee, and the many who have served on our board of directors, the association has benefited greatly from the continuity of leadership of the executive staff. In our history, WSWA has had only 2 executive vice presidents. As one of the most influential leaders of our association, Fred Switzer first worked with the industry as a lawyer, representing a group of wholesalers in St. Louis. His guidance brought together the founding members who became the nucleus of WSWA. For the next 34 years, Fred was a true leader. Under his direction, the WSWA continued carrying out the initial aim of our association as the wholesaler's advocate. However, over the years it became clear that a single voice in Washington was not enough, and that we needed to establish a presence in the nation's capital. With WSWA's move to D.C. in 1977, Doug Metz left his job at the White House to take over the reins. During our first years in Washington, Doug was a strong advocate for wine and spirits. His work helped build WSWA's industry presence greater than ever before. In addition, he brought the 3 tiers of the industry, wholesalers, suppliers, and retailers, closer together, creating an even mightier force to stand before Congress. Bridging their tenures was WSWA's Washington counsel, Abraham Tunick. For 41 years, Abe served as our emissary to regulatory agencies and other trade organizations within the industry. As an expert on liquor law, Abe successfully represented WSWA's position in testimony before congressional committees. His experience helped pave the way for our move to D.C. and provided a bond of continuity between Fred Switzer and Doug Metz. We took our greatest step as the industry's catalyst for change in 1987 with the hiring of our first full-time lobbyist, Harry Wiles. Today, Harry is taking the lead role in WSWA's #1 priority, industry advocacy, a commitment that is solidified with 2 additional staff members dedicated solely to legislative affairs. WSWA has also been a leader in supporting educational programs on licensed beverages and their legal and proper use through the Let's Talk About Drinking program. Strong leadership has been instrumental to the growth of WSWA. However, the key to even greater accomplishments in our next 50 years depends on the commitment of our individual wholesalers. A strong grassroots effort solidifies our position before Congress on key issues, strengthens our voice before regulatory agencies, and gives the association the ability to serve the industry as a whole, improving everyone's business. The dedication and support of all WSWA members reflect 50 years of commitment to excellence in the industry. 20 years ago, Fred Switzer characterized what makes WSWA so successful. A democratic organization. Each member, large or small, is given equal voice. WSWA is dedicated to the interest of the individual wholesaler. Our history is one of accomplishment, dedication, and achievement. From the founding members in 1943 to all who have served as WSWA presidents and to each member, the Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America has created a proud tradition of service to the wine and spirits industry. As we move forward into a new era, we will proceed to build on that proud tradition and continue to be a catalyst for change.
Teddy Roosevelt's words remind us that we need to take time for reflection. Reflection on the many blessings this great industry has bestowed on all of us and our families. The business has been good to us. It is an industry that has educated our children for over 3 generations. An industry that has provided many material comforts. An industry that has given us an opportunity not only to travel America, but the world. It is time to pay back the wine and spirits industry by dedicating ourselves to unity in political action, to unity in public relations at all 3 levels, local, state, and national. For it is through unity and unselfish dedication that our children and our children's children will be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor. It is to these ideals that I pledge my earnest efforts to advance the interest of all wholesalers and ask that when you are called, whether it be to contribute to PAC, to see your congressman, or to serve on a committee, that you respond with enthusiasm and dedication. To that end, the next generation will be able to look back at us and say, they did their duty and paid their dues to an industry that's been good to us all. Thank you very much.